Earlier in the inserting events training video, we worked on inserting the mission trip to South America event. And what I want to work on now is showing you how to track all the money involved for this event, any charges, fundraising money, and so on. So what we're going to do is start by clicking on Mission Trip to South America. And then over under the list fields, we'll click on charges. And as you can see, there are no charges currently for this event. So we'll click on the Insert button here in the bottom. And we'll insert a general charge for this. Now you can categorize these charges down into being, they might have a charge for the ticket, charge for lodging, charge for food. But in this case, we'll just do a single overall cost. And we'll say that this is going to cost $700. And this option down below here, the series of checkboxes you have, gives you the ability to apply a different charge depending on the status of a person. So whether to members, volunteers, non-members, visitors, or others. Usually the one that's used the most is volunteers, that volunteers might get a lower cost than everyone else that would be signed up for the event. In that case, you'd uncheck volunteers, and then you would click OK, and then go back in and insert another general cost. And we'll say that they get to go for $450. And then I would uncheck everyone else except volunteers, since this charge only applies to volunteers. And we'll click OK. So now I have these two separate charges for the event, and my event has been created. So what I want to do next is go down to the little money sign in the bottom left and click on this. This is the Charges and Collections window. And this is where I organize all the charges and collections for the event that I'm currently working in. In this case, what I want to do is click on Apply Charges. Since I've already added in the charges for the event, I want to actually apply them to the individuals signed up. And it applies that charge or series of charges to the individuals signed up for the event. Now notice some have $700 charges and others have $450. This means that these were volunteers that signed up for the event, and they were chosen from the volunteers section. So they get a lower charge, and the $700 wasn't applied to them. Now here in the top, this is where you can actually maintain a budget and expense record for this event. So this might be an event that you go to every year, or a mission trip to South America every year. In that case, you might want to keep a running history of what your budgeting items were compared to the expense. So you might say that you budget $5,000 for, we'll say air and lodging. And you can put some details about it here. But after the event's over, you might find out that it actually cost you $6,000 for it all. So this would help you for next year, being able to prepare better for your this event and knowing what things actually cost compared to last year. So if you budgeted more for a certain area and it actually costs you less, you can actually move that money around and get a tighter budget out of it. So that's what this entire section here is at the top. Now we also have this button called Show Detailed Transactions. You're not able to delete anything out until you show the detailed transactions. You'll notice that these two buttons, Change and Void, do not become active until Show Detailed Transactions is checked. The reason for this is when it's unchecked, you're just seeing a high-level overview of what someone has been charged and what you've actually collected. When you click Show Detailed Transactions, it actually shows you the details of when maybe a collection happened, when a charge happened, and it's more specific, so you're actually able to modify that specific record that may need to be changed. In this case, we're going to go in, and I'll show you from here how we can collect money. We'll say, for instance, that Tina Cannon has already paid, and so we'll collect money from her. And it'll be a collection, and we'll say she paid the full amount, and it came from her. And then we could click on OK. But let me just explain these other options here real quick while we're here. If you do a refund, that's actually refunding money back. The description, if you choose this option, this is used for collecting money from some other method. You might have a sponsorship. You could type in here, sponsorship, and then actually choose a benefactor that actually sponsored this person and put details about it. It could be that this came from fundraising money. This came from any different area. Maybe it came from the general fund that someone had donated and you split it up evenly from everyone. So it gives you the options there to choose from. And let's cancel this real quick and go back and choose it again and fill in her name and then click OK. And you can see it applies $450 to her account and shows that I've collected this much already. Now, you can also collect amounts that are less than the full amount that was charged. So for instance, Mark may have only paid $250 on his account. And so it only shows that we collected that much. And on his individual account, it would show that he still has a remaining balance of $200 on this. Now, talking about the individual's accounts, I'm going to leave the events section here and then go over to the individuals area and show you how you can collect and charge money from there as well. And we're going to use Josh Cannon as our example for that. And we'll do that in the very next video coming up. And that will be on changing charges and collections in individuals.